Today, I'm Leading with Purpose. I'm honored to welcome a true innovator and trailblazer in the coaching and marketing world, Milana Leshinsky. Milana is the creator of the original Telesummit, the author of Coaching Millions and Simplicity Entrepreneurship, and the founder of Coaching Genie, a platform revolutionizing how coaches scale their business. In our newest Soulful Leadership anthology, Elevating Purpose and Empowering Change, Milana shares her wisdom in a chapter titled Marketing is Leadership, Unleashing the Power of Your Voice. I'm really excited to dive into that. This is the first time that Milana is actually revealing her secrets to the innovation that have kept her at the top of her niche for over 20 years. Today, we're diving into her journey, the power of simplicity in business, and how marketing is, at its very core, an act of leadership. Hello, Milana. Welcome.
Hey, Mark, so good to be here.
We were just having a little pre-chat, and I think it's important for listeners to know what a huge inspiration you have been, and a role model in my life. A lot of what I'm doing is really based on a foundation of stuff that I've learned from you. So it's a great honor to have you here talking about marketing and leadership with me.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So proud of everything you're doing and very excited to have played a role in it. So thank you for letting me know about that.
Absolutely. And I love watching the evolution. And again, when we met, you were already, at the top of the field, but you continue to evolve. And part of that is around the idea of simplicity, and we'll talk about that. But this idea of marketing as leadership, can you share what this means and why it'll be such a game changer for entrepreneurs and coaches?
Yeah. The idea of marketing is a form of leadership came to me as I was starting to work with my clients a little closer and watching them shrink a little bit when they realized that they needed to market themselves because it takes courage, it takes confidence. And if you think about what marketing is all about, and then you compare what leaders are doing or should be doing, there's a lot of overlap. For example, leaders need to inspire people. So do marketers, otherwise people won't buy and won't come into your funnel or into your world, right? So both leaders and marketers need to inspire others. Leaders need to take a stand and have a mission, and so do marketers, because how do you market without knowing what you stand for? One of the big ones is leaders. People look at leaders when they are in critical situations or have a problem or a challenge, and they look to leaders to give them hope. Well, guess what marketers are supposed to be doing? Also giving hope to their audience. Otherwise, people will not be inspired to join them, right? So there's a lot of overlap in there. And if you can unlock yourself as a leader and have a leadership approach to your business, you are automatically going to become a better marketer. And actually, vice versa. I would never consider myself a leader. I am marketing my business, but people have told me that I've inspired them to do certain things, or I have, like you were saying, played a role in your evolution and your growth as well. So it's really interesting for me to see how I didn't know anything about marketing, but really wanted to share and advocate for my audience. And that turned me kind of like put me into a leadership position in our space a little bit because of the things that I was doing from the marketing perspective. So, and I think it's a really worthy cause, is to become a leader in your niche through great marketing. And you can do that. Absolutely.
Well, I love the conversation around marketing and leadership. I also love marketing and innovation because that was a big piece of what you've brought into the industry is innovation. And it's just now that you're realizing that that's a piece of your secret sauce, and you're going to start teaching people how to bring out their innovation. If first started for you, I guess you probably were doing it way before that, but you're most known for originally creating the telesummit. That was a wonderful, innovative idea. Now you have Coaching Genie. Um, Tell us a little bit about that, about marketing and innovation, because you got some other cool things too that are very innovative.
I'm always creating something new. I notice that I approach business and marketing a little differently than a lot of people, especially in the coaching space. There's, certain marketing foundational things that you're supposed to be doing, right? You're supposed to, have a message, have an offer, put yourself in front of people, and, gain a lot of visibility. And everybody's trying to do that, but only few succeed. And I really think it's because the mechanics of marketing is not enough to be successful. You really need to do something different, do something better, do something that stands out. So to me, innovation for the sake of innovation is fun, but it doesn't take you anywhere. So you want to apply innovation towards solving a problem in a different or better way that is easier, faster, more creative, more niched, more specific. You have to do things in a way that nobody else is doing. And it doesn't mean that you have to invent things. I think it was Steve Jobs who said that not everybody can invent, but anybody can innovate. And innovation is simply an improvement on an existing solution. So to me, innovation is a way to stand out. And as somebody who creates things and enjoys creating things, I kind of naturally have always approached my business as like, well, no, this is already being done in this way, and I need to do something different. I need to do it in a different way, right? And so asking yourself, how can I do things differently? What is my audience hearing that other experts are saying, and how can I say things differently? Or what can I put together? Like, I have this program coming up. We're going to have an innovation think tank right within the program. And one of the questions I'm going to be asking you, why should your business exist? And that's a tough question. It can also be very triggering for people. Well, what do you mean?
Hmm.
Why should my business exist? Because I'm a great coach, I'm a great expert. Well, that's not enough anymore. There's a lot of amazing coaches who are struggling. My own coach, I was looking for her a few months ago because she was so good. For years, I've hired her, and she disappeared and no longer in business. And she was such a great coach. I had to dug out her personal contact information. So she finally responded to me and she said she no longer has a business. She didn't enjoy marketing, and now she does corporate consulting. And she was kind enough to give me a coaching session because I desperately wanted to have her input on something. But that is what happens. An amazing coach, no longer in business because she didn't figure out how to do marketing in a way that fits her personality, her skill set, and so on.
That's really, really important again, that it fits, because when you say innovative new ways of marketing, some people might just think of like, what's the new marketing trend right now? They might be thinking about Clubhouse. That was innovative at one idea, and
How's the trend? Is it still alive? Are people still doing Clubhouse?
I'm sure it's still there, but I haven't heard anybody mention it in a long time. But you don't just get out of the box. You throw the box away. You've got something really creative in marketing with like this deck, and that I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that as one of just kind of the ideas that people can think about outside of the box of marketing.
It's not, I'm so glad you said that, Mark, because it's not just about what marketing strategies or tactics are trendy right now. It's not necessarily how you market, it's what do you market. I call it your trailblazer signature idea. Like you need to have a really distinct or even unique signature marketing idea that you become known for, right? It could be an event, it could be a program, It could be a tool, a framework, a project, an initiative. I mean, I'm thinking back to 2003. Do you know what I did in 2003? I
I
started my
don't.
business in 2001, and in 2 years, I thought it would be really fun to create an association for coaches. And I created an association of professional coaches and consultants on the web, ACCPOW. Those people who knew me back then might remember it. I created
Wow.
an association for coaches. That would be an example of an innovative marketing initiative, right?
Mhm.
Because my thinking was, if you're a coach and you want to build your business online, you got to join it, right? And so people did. So that was
In
an
2003, there weren't even a lot of people online still.
well, so back then, 2003, a lot of people were not online yet. But if you
Right.
wanted to be online, this was the place to be. I was a web developer previously in my previous job. I knew a lot about the internet. I learned internet marketing. And so now I connected the dots between the internet marketing and coaching, and was helping coaches build their websites in a way that would attract clients. So connecting the dots is a great way to innovate. One of the exercises I love doing with my clients is, list everything about yourself, your past careers and professions, your skill set, your passions, challenges you have overcome in life, or your loved ones have overcome, um, things that your hobbies, things that you would do when left to your own devices. Like, just bring all of that together. And we have now ChatGPT. Put that all into ChatGPT and ask it, help me connect the dots. Where are the intersections between everything that I have done and love doing? And give me an idea. So that could be like one of the things that you do. But connecting the dots, like, we talked about my card deck, which is called Marketing Mojo Method.
Mhm.
This is the card deck. And the way that I put it together, or just even came up with the idea, is because I connected the dots between me being, doing marketing as part of my business and teaching marketing, and me as an EFT practitioner. For those of you who don't know what EFT means, it's the tapping emotional freedom technique. So yes, I have become an EFT practitioner about 3 years ago now. And so this idea of a card deck that incorporates messaging and reframes that are native to EFT sessions, but with marketing as the topic. That was me connecting the dots. I didn't realize what I was doing, but like, oh yeah, when people tell me, I have a card, um, here's one card. Marketing is a necessary evil. A lot of people really believe is like, well, I have to do it if I want to be in business.
And so people who might not be familiar with EFT, that's the first thing is you take this current belief that you have
Or
and you
emotion.
reframe it, right?
Yes, or emotion. That's
Or
why some
emotion.
of the cards have the word fear on them, like fear of being vulnerable, because you have to share your story. You have to be able to be a little, vulnerable as part of marketing. Well, that's an emotion, fear,
What are the
right?
reframes for those two cards that you just shared?
Yeah. So marketing is a necessary evil. The reframe is actually marketing is a method of self-expression. I don't know if you can see
Ooh,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Marketing is a method of self-expression, and then it goes on to really share, by approaching marketing as a creative expression, I can enjoy the process and make it an integral part of my business, and it's an opportunity to share your passion and so on. And for this one, fear of being vulnerable, the the reframe is, my vulnerability will draw my ideal clients to me. So it's a little bit of a paradigm shift for people, that I am terrified of sharing my story. I mean, it makes me feel so vulnerable, but oh wait, are you saying it's gonna draw my ideal clients to me who really connect to me on a heart level? Yay, I can do this. So these are the things I was saying to people in my tapping sessions in the EFT with EFT clients, and I connected the dots, and it became an innovative card deck, an innovative product. And I remember scratching my head and thinking, why doesn't this already exist? And I really think it's because I was the person that was supposed to create it, because of my marketing experience and EFT experience together, connecting the dots. So what are the dots that you can connect in your coaching business, or service business that will allow you to come up with something really innovative. Because when you create something innovative, other people follow you, potential clients, partners, visibility opportunities. Everybody wants to, be part of what you're doing.
I love this connecting the dots piece. Um, you were talking about your innovation, and a part of your innovation is actually around simplicity. And um, part of that was your very cool, unique tool. That's another good example about using innovation. Do you want to share a little bit about Coaching Genie and how that fits into marketing?
Yeah. So to me, simplicity is a way not only just to simplify your life or your business, but it's alignment. Because as I was talking about simplicity, somebody contacted me and said, Milana, what are you talking about? A telesummit, a virtual summit, that's not simple. Running online challenges, that's not simple. Running group coaching programs and launches, that's not simple. Well, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's simple because it makes sense to me and it leverages my skill set, my experience, my passions to teach and to run events and to build tools and products, right? But to somebody else, networking might be very simple. Well, I find it incredibly complex and uncomfortable. We talked about that, Mark, right? So
Yeah.
simplicity is really, it really stems from alignment. And for me, building awesome tools that simplify your business and especially your coaching business, that was really important to me because, I personally have run coaching programs for 20 years. In my third year of business, I discovered that I really love group coaching because it leverages my passion for teaching. I used to be a music teacher, and just the idea of being in front of a group of people and facilitating conversations and learnings, that was really exciting for me. But there was no platform to run group coaching programs. And so I had to piecemeal everything. Like I would take all these course builders and Google Docs and spreadsheets and just a lot of different tools. And I would create a Frankenstein for my clients to use a program, and it was incredibly logistically challenging for everybody to participate in the program. So Coaching Genie is that platform that I created that brought all those pieces together. So there's now only one client portal for everybody who is in the group program, and there's one coach portal for you to run your programs from. And so that's what Coaching Genie is all about. And the connection between Coaching Genie and marketing to me is that when you have your program set up in a way that feels good and you have that peace of mind that it's ready to go, you're also going to market it with more confidence and inspiration, and you're so inspired about your programs ready, waiting for people to join. So that makes your job in terms of marketing and enrolling people much easier. So that's what it's done for me, and for hundreds of other users that are using Coaching Genie. So I'm super excited about that platform as well. And if you are running coaching programs, definitely check it out.
It's funny because that brings me full circle right back to the cards and that idea about vulnerability, because that's one of the challenges. Like people are saying, who am I to do this, or getting out and being seen. Um, for you, it was the same thing. You had to be seen, and for somebody who might be thinking about that, um, how do you address that visibility piece? Because I love the idea that having that confidence makes you more bold and more courageous.
Right.
But for those people who think like, who am I to have this idea and get it out there? What do you recommend for somebody to step into their
I
idea?
have a secret theory, Mark. I don't know if I shared that with you before. My theory is that if you become a better marketer, if that is your goal, if that is something that you set yourself, put in front of yourself and say, this is what I would love to do. By becoming a better marketer, you will actually heal some of your traumas. that you've experienced as a child, as a young adult, that's sitting deeply inside of you. The fear of criticism, fear of being pushy. I have all these cards in front of me. Having to be perfect, that perfectionism, or you won't get it out there. Because when you are marketing a product, you're marketing a product. You're detached from it, right? If you're marketing face lotion or makeup line or t-shirts or whatever, you're just marketing a product. When you're marketing your programs or your coaching services, now you're marketing yourself, and that triggers a lot of our past trauma, insecurities. And I speak about that from my experience with EFT as well, because a lot of people have shared with me, like, wow, I really feel like people will laugh at me. Even my family will laugh at me for these ideas, right? So I have a card, I think it's called fear of having an opinion or fear of criticism, something like that. And having an opinion in business is really important. Otherwise, everybody will be marketing the same message or the same thing, right? So getting comfortable with marketing to me is the same as starting to heal some of your insecurities that were caused by traumas. Because look at who is successful at marketing. They are the people who are very confident, very grounded. They know who they are. They know their value. They appreciate themselves. They have a lot of self-love. And they know their value, right? And those people who are struggling with marketing, they're typically a little insecure with themselves, and I'm not excluding myself from this equation. There's a very good reason why I created this card deck, is because, I was bullied as a child. I was excluded a lot. And so some of these are, definitely trigger me. So a lot of them are also based on what I've experienced for myself and with my clients. As soon as you feel that you are secure and confident, you can put your ideas out there, and you can immediately spot a confident marketer. And when I say marketer, I mean a coach, a consultant, a speaker, an author. We're all marketers, or at least we should be. Otherwise, marketing is not optional. I think some people think marketing is optional.
Right.
Actually is not. If you think marketing is optional, you might want to go get a job. You don't have to market there. You're just going to be giving your client, right? I can talk on and on about it, so I just want to pause right now and
Milana, this was so rich. Like, this is, I think, some of the best marketing advice, and some of the best spiritual advice mixed together, that I've heard. I think I've heard you mention it before, and I talk all the time about how I believe entrepreneurship is one of the three great paths for personal growth, along with
yeah,
parenting and being in a relationship. But the idea of marketing as a path for healing, I got goosebumps when you were saying that, and when you were giving these examples, I can just totally see that. Like, when you step into marketing and how all of those little hurt, injured parts of you show up, and be able to address those. So not only is marketing important to make your business thrive so that you can make the impact that you want to make,
yeah,
but that who you become in the process. And I'm all about, like, it's not just the destination, it's who we're being in the process. So this has been
yeah.
absolutely delicious. You talked before about the why right at the beginning, and how that plays into it. So I'm curious, like, the title of this podcast is Leading with Purpose. What does leading with purpose mean to you?
Well, you can't lead without a purpose. I'm going to start by saying that, because leading means advocating for something or for someone, and really wanting others to succeed, to do better, to heal, to change in meaningful ways for them. Um, so having a purpose as a leader and leading your business, leading in your business and in your niche, in your industry, to me means having a path. You are on a very clear path. You know what you need to talk about. You know who you need to reach. And you also know whose opinions you don't care about, because that is really important in marketing, is not caring about everybody else's opinions except for those of your ideal audience, right? Because they're the only ones who will resonate with you, who will connect with you, who will ultimately buy from you. So I think it's your path, leading with a purpose and path. They're very closely related. And if you don't have a path, then it's very hard to figure out what's your marketing strategy, what's your marketing plan, what's your direction that you're taking your business into, because you don't have a path. So that's how I see purpose, really.
Absolutely beautiful. I love that clarity and distinction. And again, just appreciate being on this journey with you and to watch your leadership. It's funny you know, for many of us, we're like, who am I? And to know that even you were like, oh, didn't consider myself as a leader. And now you're understanding that you are definitely a trailblazer, but also a leader of community, and to watching you continue to grow and to step in out of your comfort zone is very, very exciting. Uh, what does that look like for you right now, stepping out of your comfort zone?
Well, you know my journey, Mark. I had a business for a long time, and then I started a new business with a partner, and then I had to leave that business and pretty much start from scratch. And I remember sitting in my armchair the day after I signed all the papers and left the business and thinking, wait, am I still an entrepreneur? Can I be an entrepreneur without a business? Because I didn't have anything at that time. No commitments, no partnerships, no launches, no products, because I've put everything into my previous business. And so stepping outside of comfort zone to me was definitely the idea of starting from scratch. That was very scary, but I knew I was going to start something. I just didn't know what yet at the time. And slowly, that's how Coaching Genie was conceived. Is, I think that if I hadn't loved that business, Coaching Genie wouldn't exist. It just would have never come to fruition in front of me as something that we need. But I think at the moment for me, it is coming back to live events. This year, I decided to create a brand new event. I'm really excited about it. I'm not ready to talk about it yet. It's 10 months away, but I
Mm-hmm.
just signed papers with my event planner that I used 10 years ago, and I'm really excited. It is, especially in the post-pandemic era. I
Mm-hmm.
know it's been 5 years, but it still feels like, oh, are people willing to travel? Should I be doing live event? But I really, really miss live events and, facilitating a transformation. And my event is going to be on marketing mastery, because I'm so passionate and I'm seeing transformation for people and their eyes light up with each card. Usually I do sessions and we pick up 3 cards that resonate with them and we work through those. And they just walk away so inspired. I want that in like a
Mm-hmm.
live event environment so that the transformation can be bigger and more sustainable. And I think in person is much easier to achieve that as well. So that is me stepping outside of my comfort zone. Even though I've done events for many years, I haven't done one in a very long time. So 10 years. This will be
Mm-hmm.
since I've done a live event.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing. It's been 10 years, and I do feel like the timing is perfect for it. Not only are we still some people coming out of the hibernation from the whole 2020 thing, but there's also just a resurgence of need for human connection with all of the technology and the AI, and having that in-person connection. There's nothing that can beat that. So I look forward to being there with you.
Well, I think that the way that even like the way I'm approaching a live event, I've wanted to do a live event for several years now, but I remember telling myself, unless I come up with a really unique event idea, I will not do an event, because people no longer go to events to learn, because they can learn online. if you're going to an event, if you're going on a plane, you are making arrangements for your dogs, for your kids, for your work, if you're still, if you have a job, you are going to want to make sure that it's not something you can do online. So by going to Soulful Leadership Retreat, I know I can get that online. That's why I'm going. Will I learn something? Absolutely. Can I get that, the networking, the connections, the experience, the heart experience that you're creating with Renee online? No, it's impossible.
Mhm.
And so I'm developing an event that you cannot experience online. You have to come. So that's the way that I approach my live event, and getting outside of my comfort zone and making sure that when people get on the plane, they know it's because they cannot get that experience online. So that's a little bit of how I think about it.
So I'm thinking back to your cards for one last question, just for somebody who might be afraid to step out of their comfort zone or afraid to innovate, because innovation is scary. It's trailblazing. You're out in front, it may not work. And what advice would you give for somebody to encourage them to step into something bigger?
I'm going to blow your mind right now. You ready?
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because when I said that at my workshop a few weeks ago, people literally paused because it's something that you don't think about. Being a trailblazer sounds a little scary, maybe, and playing bigger is a little scary for a lot of people. But what I found is that marketing yourself as a trailblazer is easier than marketing yourself as a coach, because there is thousands and thousands of coaches. There's a lot of us out there, right? And we're all great. Well, most of us are great, I think, right? But when you're a trailblazer, and there's certain things that go into that definition, and innovation and being innovative and being bold and courageous is part of that. But it's actually easier because people, the currency right now is attention. How do you get people's attention? When you are simply marketing what everybody else is marketing as a coach, it's very hard to get attention. But when you're marketing something unique, different, when you take a stand, when you adjust, you know, I say just be 10% louder than everybody else in your niche. Now you're more of a trailblazer and you have a unique idea. Trailblazing signature idea is what I like to call it. Your signature idea, because that's what you become known for. And suddenly people are paying attention to you, and it's easier to get a yes from clients, partners, speaking events where you can speak, visibility opportunities. You get invited to summits, to giveaways. When people see you as a trailblazer, it's easier to market yourself than if people see you as just another coach. And I hate to say that in such a diminishing way, because obviously a great coach is a gift to have. But there are a lot of great coaches. There is not a lot of trailblazers in your niche. So
Mm.
becoming a trailblazer, positioning yourself as one, makes it easier, will make it easier for you to attract clients. And I've also seen people say, but I don't want to be in spotlight. I'm very introverted. I don't
Mhm.
want to make it about me. I want to make it about others. Being a trailblazer is about, it is making it about others, because you're trailblazing with ideas that will help people succeed. So the
Mhm.
focus is not necessarily on you, it is on your ideas, your products, your projects, right? So I just wanted to address that, because a lot of people told me, well, I am an introvert. So am I. I am an introvert. You know that about me, Mark. I'm
Mhm.
a corner in any networking situation. So I found a way to, uh, you know, get on the trailblazing path through my ideas and the
Mhm.
project that I create. So that's a little bit of pep talk for you.
I love it. And if people want more pep talk, where can people find your cards? I'll
Well,
put
my
the link down in the
my
show
card
notes.
deck is the ultimate pep talk, because with every card you break down those negative or limiting beliefs about marketing and about becoming a trailblazer. You can go to marketingmojomethod.com marketingmojomethod.com to get my card deck. And
I'll put marketingmojomethod.com in the notes as well. Again, I do. It's a pep talk anytime that you need one. If you're feeling down, I think it's a great way to, again, shift the
and
mindset.
I was going to say what's cool about each card has a negative belief, a reframe, and then a question at the bottom that inspires you to take small actions towards overcoming that belief and starting to market. This one is actually one of my favorite cards. What if someone else steals my ideas? A lot of people are afraid because they think that their ideas are so unique that they're afraid to put them out there. But actually the reframe is nobody can be me. Nobody can be me because of the way that you connect the dots in your, like nobody else could have created Coaching Genie. I know that for a fact because I have the coaching, the marketing, the software, the EFT, somebody said the European mindset of having a very good organizing methodology for everything having a place, and having the marketing experience to put it out there. So nobody else can be you. But so each card has a question that you can journal on. So if you do one card a day, at the end of 44 days, there are 44 cards. I can't even imagine the transformation that you'll experience. I say that this card deck is the best book on marketing I've ever written, Mark.
I love that. That's a great way to wrap up our call as well. I am so grateful for you in just who you're being in the world, but what you just shared today, especially the piece for me, my big takeaway was the idea of how marketing can actually heal those injured parts of us. So I'm going to actually write a full blog on that. I also got something else I'll share with you later. So you've inspired me even more just in this conversation. Again, thank you for being an inspiration for me, a mentor, but also a friend. Is there any last words that you'd like to share before we say goodbye?
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate being part of your podcast, Mark, and just being part of what you're doing. I think that being an entrepreneur can be a scary journey. So see it as that, as a journey. And marketing is part of it, but also everything you're doing as a coach, as an expert, as a business owner, is designed to transform you and the people that you are impacting, so that the ripple effect. And I never thought about what you said before, that there are three paths to transformation: parenting, relationships, and entrepreneurship. I love that. I think I've never heard that said before, but how true is that? And we have chosen, well, you and I both have chosen all three of the paths.
We're all in.
And I would say that entrepreneurship is not the hardest one of three.
I agree.
For me, it's definitely been the parenting, but this is definitely something that you have to be brave and courageous to take on. But also, imagine that people out there need you and need your help and need your voice, and the only reason they haven't gotten it yet is because you're not marketing yourself enough. They just haven't been able to find you. So how dare you not market and not let those people who need you find you? So I'm going to make that last words for our conversation today.
That is beautiful, Milana. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Mark.
Big hug. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you all. Look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Leading with Purpose. We hope today's conversation has inspired you to lead with purpose and make a meaningful impact. If you're ready to discover where you stand on your leadership journey, I invite you to take the Soulful Leadership Assessment. It's a powerful tool to help you align with your leadership style and your true purpose.